In the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, far from the usual Caribbean postcard, lies an island that seems almost too beautiful to be real. Bermuda is a place of impossibly clear blue water. Pink-tinted beaches, pastel houses, and quiet roads where life moves at a rhythm of its own. But behind those picture-perfect scenes is an island shaped by centuries of history, British traditions, African heritage, maritime adventures, and a culture unlike anywhere else in the world. And surrounding it is one of the world's most famous mysteries, the Bermuda Triangle, a place where stories have vanished. Ships and missing aircraft have fascinated the imagination for generations. But is Bermuda really a land of unexplained disappearances? Or has the legend simply become more powerful than the truth? Because beyond the myths, there is another Bermuda waiting to be discovered, one filled with hidden coves, ancient forts, luxury resorts, local food, and people whose lives are deeply connected to the sea. Here, million-dollar yachts share the same waters as small fishing boats. Elegant restaurants stand not far from local food spots, and centuries-old traditions exist alongside a modern global economy. This is Bermuda, beautiful, wealthy, historic, mysterious, and surprisingly complex. And today, we're going beyond the postcards to discover the Bermuda that most travelers never truly. Bermuda is the kind of place that feels different from the moment you arrive, floating alone in the deep blue Atlantic. This small island is famous for its breathtaking beaches, crystal-clear waters, and pastel-colored houses that seem to glow beneath the tropical sun. But Bermuda isn't quite what many people imagine when they hear the word island. It isn't part of the Caribbean, and its location in the North Atlantic gives it a character all its own. Here, the architecture carries a strong British influence. The streets are famously quiet and orderly, and almost every home has a distinctive, white-stepped roof, designed to collect rainwater, because fresh water is one of the island's most precious resources. As you travel through Bermuda, you'll notice something else that makes the island unique. There are no rental cars for ordinary visitors. Instead, locals and tourists move around on scooters, bicycles, buses, and ferries, creating a slower and more intimate way of experiencing the island. In the capital, Hamilton, modern offices, luxury shops, colorful buildings, and waterfront restaurants reveal Bermuda's wealthy and sophisticated side, while beyond the city, narrow lanes lead toward quiet villages, historic churches, hidden beaches, and neighborhoods where generations of families have built their lives. The island's culture is a fascinating blend of influences, shaped by British colonial history and deeply rooted African heritage, with traditions that have survived for centuries. You can hear it in the music, taste it in the local food, and see it in the way people celebrate their history and community. And then there is the ocean, always present, always changing, connecting Bermuda to the world, while also defining the lives of the people who call this island home. For visitors, Bermuda may look like a perfect escape, but for locals, it is much more than a vacation destination. It is home, and home comes with its own challenges. The island is remote, space is limited, and the cost of everyday life can be remarkably high. Yet somehow, life continues at a calm and confident pace. Perhaps that is the real magic of Bermuda. Beneath the luxury hotels, private yachts, and postcard-perfect beaches is a small island society that has learned how to preserve its identity while remaining connected to a rapidly changing world. And as the sun begins to fall over the Atlantic, turning the ocean gold and the pastel buildings warm with evening light, you start to understand that Bermuda's greatest attraction may not be its beaches at all. It is the feeling of discovering a place that seems familiar at first glance, yet becomes more mysterious and fascinating the deeper you look. Few places on Earth have a reputation as mysterious as the Bermuda Triangle, stretching across the Atlantic between Bermuda, Florida, and Puerto Rico. This vast area of ocean has become one of the world's most famous legends. For decades, stories have circulated about ships disappearing without explanation, aircraft vanishing from radar, and crews encountering strange conditions, before mysteriously losing contact with the outside world. Perhaps the most famous story is that of Flight 19, a group of U.S. Navy aircraft that disappeared during a training mission in 1945, followed by the mysterious loss of a rescue plane sent to find them. Stories like these transformed the Bermuda Triangle from an ordinary stretch of ocean into a symbol of mystery and the unknown. Books, television programs, and sensational headlines helped spread the legend around the world, creating an image of a place where the normal rules of nature somehow seem to disappear. But when you look beyond the stories, the reality is far more complicated. The Atlantic Ocean is enormous, unpredictable, and frequently affected by powerful storms, strong currents, and rapidly changing weather. The region has also been crossed by countless ships and aircraft for generations, meaning that accidents are statistically more likely simply because of the enormous amount of traffic passing through it. Many supposed mysteries have eventually been explained by natural causes: human error, mechanical failure, or difficult weather conditions. In fact, there is no universally accepted evidence that disappearances happen more frequently in the Bermuda Triangle than in other heavily traveled areas of the ocean. Yet the legend refuses to disappear, perhaps because mystery is often more powerful than explanation. And this is where Bermuda itself becomes fascinating. The island has learned to live alongside a reputation that it never completely created, but one that has become deeply connected to its identity. Tourists arrive curious about the triangle, hoping to see the place where the unexplained supposedly happens, but they quickly discover that everyday Bermuda is remarkably peaceful. Boats move across the same waters that inspired countless legends, fishermen continue their routines, and local families go about their daily lives beneath the same skies that once captured the imagination of the entire world. Perhaps the greatest irony is that the real Bermuda is far less frightening than the myth. Its true story is not about supernatural forces, but about people, history, and an island that has survived centuries of storms, shipwrecks, changing empires, and an ever-growing global fascination with the unknown. And maybe that is why the Bermuda Triangle remains so powerful. We may have explanations for many of its mysteries, but the human desire to believe that something extraordinary might still be hidden beneath those endless blue waters is almost impossible to erase. Somewhere beyond Bermuda's beautiful coastline, the ocean stretches toward the horizon, carrying with it stories of the past, secrets that may never be fully understood, and a mystery that continues to draw curious travelers toward this remarkable island. Beyond the mystery of the Bermuda Triangle lies another side of Bermuda, one that is defined not by legends, but by the incredible beauty of its coastline. From the moment you see the island from above, the colors seem almost unreal. Deep blue ocean gradually turns into shades of turquoise as it reaches the shore, revealing coral reefs, underwater caves, and stretches of soft pink sand that have become some of Bermuda's most recognizable natural treasures. Horseshoe Bay is perhaps the most famous of them all, with its curved coastline, dramatic rock formations, and brilliant water attracting visitors from around the world. But for those willing to explore a little further, Bermuda offers a quieter and more secluded experience. Hidden beaches, rocky coves, and peaceful coastal paths reveal a side of the island that many tourists never discover. The waters surrounding Bermuda are just as important as the land itself. Beneath the surface, coral reefs create a vibrant underwater world filled with colorful fish and marine life, while historic shipwrecks rest on the ocean floor, silent reminders of Bermuda's long and sometimes dangerous relationship with the sea. For centuries, ships have traveled these waters, and many never reached their final destination, earning Bermuda another nickname, the shipwreck capital of the Atlantic. Today, those underwater wrecks have become an attraction for divers from around the world, transforming stories of tragedy into opportunities to explore history beneath the waves. But you don't have to be an experienced diver to experience Bermuda's ocean. Snorkeling in calm, shallow waters can reveal a completely different world, while sailing offers the chance to see the island from the perspective that has shaped its history for hundreds of years. Small boats glide across the turquoise sea, luxury yachts anchor near secluded bays, and local fishermen continue traditions passed down through generations. Even the coastline itself tells a story, with caves, cliffs, and hidden passages carved by nature over thousands. Places like Crystal Cave in Fantasy Cave offer visitors a glimpse into the mysterious world beneath the island, where crystal clear underground pools and dramatic rock formations create an atmosphere that feels almost otherworldly. Yet perhaps the most beautiful thing about Bermuda is the contrast between its famous attractions and its hidden corners. One moment you can be standing on a crowded beach surrounded by visitors, and just a short journey later, you may find yourself completely alone beside a quiet stretch of ocean. The island invites you to slow down, look closer, and explore beyond the obvious. Because Bermuda's beauty isn't only found in the places printed on postcards. It is found in the sound of waves breaking against ancient rocks, in the reflection of pastel houses across calm water, in the sudden appearance of a secluded beach at the end of a narrow road, and in the endless horizon where the ocean seems to merge with the sky. This is the side of Bermuda that reminds you why people travel thousands of miles to reach this tiny island in the Atlantic. Not simply to take a photograph, but to experience a place where land and ocean exist in perfect harmony, where every hidden cove seems to hold a story, and where the sea itself remains the true heart of Bermuda. There are really two Bermudas, and the difference between them becomes clear the moment you look beyond the beaches and luxury resorts. For many visitors, Bermuda is a world of elegant hotels, private yachts, championship golf courses, fine dining, and waterfront restaurants, where the ocean becomes part of the experience. The island has long attracted wealthy travelers, business leaders, and celebrities looking for privacy and comfort. In one of the Atlantic's most beautiful destinations. Along the harbors, luxury boats sit quietly on crystal-clear water, while high-end resorts offer everything from oceanfront suites to private beach experiences. But this picture of Bermuda tells only half the story. Behind the polished resorts and expensive experiences is a local community, where people work, shop, commute, raise families, and navigate one of the highest costs of living in the world. Because Bermuda is a small and isolated island, many everyday goods must be imported, and that can make everything from groceries to housing surprisingly expensive. For locals, life here is not a permanent vacation. It is a balance between enjoying the natural beauty around them and dealing with the realities of living on a remote island with limited space and high costs. Yet despite these challenges, Bermudian culture remains deeply connected to food, community, and tradition. Local dishes often reflect the island's relationship with the ocean, with fresh fish and seafood playing an important role in the culinary identity of Bermuda. Traditional favorites such as fish chowder, often prepared with local ingredients and distinctive spices, offer visitors a taste of the island's history, while fish sandwiches have become a beloved part of everyday food culture. In local neighborhoods and smaller establishments, the atmosphere can feel completely different from the luxury world presented in travel brochures. Here, you see people gathering, talking, eating, and going about their daily routines, giving you a glimpse of the Bermuda that exists beyond tourism. And tourism is only one part of the island's economy. Bermuda has also developed a major international business and financial sector, particularly in areas such as insurance and reinsurance, making the island an important global financial center despite its small size. Modern office buildings and international companies stand alongside historic streets and traditional homes, creating an unusual contrast between Bermuda's global economic influence and its small island lifestyle. This contrast is perhaps one of the most fascinating things about the country. In one direction, you might see a luxury yacht worth millions of dollars, anchored in a beautiful harbor, while just a few streets away, ordinary Bermudians are living the routines of everyday island life. Visitors may arrive searching for paradise, but locals understand that paradise has a price. The same beautiful isolation that makes Bermuda so attractive also makes life more expensive and resources more limited. And yet there is a sense of pride in the way Bermudians have created a society that feels distinctly their own. The island has embraced tourism without allowing it to completely define its identity, preserving traditions, food, architecture, music, and community values that have developed over generations. Perhaps this is the real difference between visiting Bermuda and truly understanding it. A tourist may see the turquoise water, the pink beaches, and the luxury hotels, but to see the real Bermuda, you have to look beyond the postcard. You have to notice the people riding scooters through narrow streets, the ferries carrying commuters across the harbor, the fishermen heading out toward the sea, and the families gathering around traditional food. Because behind the luxury and the wealth is a living island, and behind the image of paradise is a community that has built an extraordinary life in one of the world's most beautiful, expensive, and fascinating places. Perhaps the greatest mystery of Bermuda was never hidden somewhere inside the Bermuda Triangle. It was hiding in plain sight, in an island that has always been far more than the legends told about it. Beyond the stories of vanished ships and mysterious disappearances, there is a place filled with extraordinary beauty, deep history, rich culture, and people who have built a unique way of life in the middle of the Atlantic. Bermuda is a place where luxury and simplicity exist side by side, where modern global business meets centuries-old traditions, and where pink beaches and turquoise waters are only the beginning of the story. Its historic streets remind us of the past. Its food reflects generations of cultural influence, and its ocean continues to shape the lives of those who call this island home. For travelers, Bermuda may begin as a dream destination, but the deeper you look, the more you realize that its real beauty lies beyond the perfect photographs. It is found in the quiet streets, the hidden coves, the sound of boats moving across the harbor, and the stories carried through generations. Maybe that is why Bermuda continues to fascinate the world. Not because we still believe every mystery surrounding its waters, but because this small island has managed to remain mysterious in a world where almost everything seems to have been discovered. And as the sun disappears beyond the Atlantic horizon, painting the sky with shades of gold and pink, Bermuda leaves you with one final thought. Sometimes, the most unforgettable places are not the ones that reveal all their secrets, but the ones that make you want to keep searching. This is Bermuda. Beautiful, mysterious, historic, and unforgettable. And perhaps somewhere beyond the horizon, there is still another story waiting to be